Okay, good morning. Good afternoon, class. Good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon.
Okay, my name is Madam Catherine. Today, our unit is Perform Substructure Works. So, we want to look at the learning outcomes of our lesson. Our learning outcomes is 1. Describe on how to perform site investigation. 2. Explain the procedure of site clearance. So, we will start by looking at site investigations. In site investigation, we want to ask ourselves what is site investigation? Site investigation is going to the site that maybe you tend to have your construction. Then now you look on that site, you look at that site for you to be able to start your construction work. So, Manuel, can you read for us the first slide? Manuel?
Okay, madam, I'm reading.
Yes?
Site investigation. Some considerations to be given by the contractor during reconnaissance and layouts prior to construction work are availability and the means of access to the site, whether by road, rail, or waterway.
Oh, sorry.
Then second point, availability of suitable materials for equipment and spare available for erecting plant and for storing materials around the site. Third point, availability of space to erect temporary site offices and welfare facilities.
So, here we are told that you have to investigate your site to be able to see the availability and means of access. Access to the site is very important because you'll be visiting that site every now and then. So you have to look at the road that can enable you reach the site, also the materials to reach the site, the workers to be able to reach the site. Then we have availability. Yes, Manuel, mute your speaker. Availability of suitable materials, equipment, and spare available for erecting plant and or storing material around the site. So you have to look at the availability of the materials that you will be able to use during the construction, the equipment, and the spare for erecting plant for storing materials. So you have to investigate to see those spare materials to be able to erect the storing facilities or the materials and equipment. Then availability of space to erect temporary site offices and welfare facilities. So you have to look at the space. If the site has got space or no space for erecting the welfare facilities like toilets, kitchen, then we have site offices like the offices for the watchmen and for security offices. So you have to look on, you consider those the space for erecting those offices and welfare facilities. Then we have Amos. Can you continue reading for us the next slide?
The site investigation, we have the effect of vibration effects and gases structures in the construction involves using heavy or acid steel in identity.
Yes, so you have to look also if you have the machines, the heavy machines that maybe can affect the adjacent building. So you need to investigate and know the site where the machines will be situated during their work. Next we have Remy. Read for us the next slide.
Then the next slide says, the availability of water and power supply should be ascertained and the rest of payment investigated. The next point, knowledge of the nature and the type of soil and the level of water table is important as the way the state, subsoil, subsoil, subsoil drainage and coast flooding.
So another factor that you have to consider is the availability of water and power supply. In construction works, water is very important and power supply because you will have some machines that will need power. So you have to investigate and see where will you get that water for your work and also the power supply. So you have to look for those factors so that maybe you consider the cost rates that maybe you'll need during the construction work. So that is very important because the power supply can make the machines to move. Then you'll also need to look at the nature of the soil. Which type of soil are you going to construct your building or your maybe anything that you want to construct? So the nature of the soil is very important. If it is swampy, you need maybe to remove that water from the site for you now to start excavating the foundation of the soil. If the soils are soft, you will have to know which depth of the foundation that you will need. So let us continue with the slides of site investigation. Emmanuel?
It says the local planning authorities should be approached to ascertain whether there is any special or significant restriction which could adversely affect the development of sites, e.g. underground cables.
So,
Relevant information can be obtained by talking with the local inhabitants of the area. Any special condition that may limit work in any way should be noted and taken care of, e.g. weather or climatic conditions.
so the local planning authority should be approached to ascertain whether there is any special or significant restrictions which could adversely affect the development of the site. So you have to visit the local planning authorities like the electricity authority, the water authorities, so that you can know if there is underground cables or underground pipes that maybe they can show you where they are situated or located, so that you become you have to know without when doing excavation, you cannot tamper with the cables or the pipes. Also, you need to ask the local inhabitants about the area. At which season do we normally have rain? So that maybe you start your construction during the season that there is no rain, or maybe we have drought for you not to get water. So you have to ask the local inhabitants to be able to tell you about the climatic changes and the climate weather conditions. Next, we want to look at site clearance and excavation to soil. The site should be cleared of bushes, shrubs, trees, etc., which are on the building position and around the storage and temporary building. So you need to, when clearing the site, you cannot start erecting your building without clearing the site. Maybe we have bushes, we have waterlogged areas, we have a road on that side. So you need to be able to clear all that materials from the site so that you can be able now to start your work. So we have here pictures to show us different types of sites. Okay, Emmanuel, can you tell me what you can see from the first slide, the first picture?
Uh, the first picture,
Yes,
I can see an open space,
yes,
and there is a road that was earlier on marramed,
yes,
but there's lots of vegetation on it.
yes. So that is one site that maybe you can want to construct or erect your building. Then we have Amos. Tell us what you can see from the next picture.
Okay, the next picture. Okay, the next picture.
Yes.
I can see a building that was there and was demolished. It doesn't have a roof.
Okay, that is a site maybe where people have been staying and now they want to erect another building, so we have that building. Then Remy, what can you see with the next picture?
Which I can see that the site is very bushy with a lot of.
Yes,
I'm saying, madam, the
yes,
site is very bushy
yes.
with a lot of shrubs on that side.
So again, we have a water canal in between those bushes. So maybe this site they need maybe to remove the water or block that water from flowing. Then Mutuma, tell us what you can see there.
In this picture,
Yes,
it looks like there was kind of demolition,
yes,
and there are sort of many bushes, not necessarily bushes, but
ye-
there is the vegetation
yes.
and some buildings which look to be have demolished.
Yes, we can see this picture. We have some buildings around there. So maybe, as we have said, we have some buildings that maybe heavy machines can affect while doing the construction on the adjacent site. So the road should be grabbed up and completely removed before any building is erected. It is essential that the area to be occupied by the building has the vegetable topsoil removed from site completely or placed on one side and spread level over areas of completion of the work. So these are the sites that we have. If there is a road, you have to grab that road completely for the people not to be passing on and off from that site. And also after cutting the topsoil, you need to remove that soil or that vegetation or that bushes or maybe the demolished building to the site that maybe you can dump it. So when cutting the topsoil, you see the topsoil has got a lot of vegetation that cannot support the building. So you have to remove it, cut it, and take it to somewhere that you can dump it, or you can leave it on that site for maybe next the other time you can plant flowers like that. Then after cutting that site, you have to now to backfill with other material like maram for you now to be able to levelize that site for the building to be erected. So that is what we have today. Maybe Manuel, can you tell us what we have learned today briefly?
What I started most it was about before trying to build or locate your site, yeah, the accessibility of the site. Whether you can reach it by road, rail, or waterway.
Okay, thank you. That is what we have learned today. I want to give you an assignment that you go and uh, search on how you can clear the waterlogged area. Thank you.